I've seen this debate on a lot of Minecraft communities, like on Twitter and on Reddit, about new versus old textures in Minecraft. And this debate all sparked, I think it was on Twitter, when people started comparing this one image of like a wheat farm and this like house in a hill and a cobblestone bridge and the new textures and the old textures. And a lot of people are starting to think that the old textures actually look a lot better than the new textures. Which, well, first of all, I think that, Minecraft texturing is completely subjective. I think the atmosphere of the game and what you think is better, especially because this is a sandbox game, it's up to opinion, right? But I just want to share mine. So I play with the old textures. In fact, to make it consistent, I use a pack. I use a number of packs. I use No Pumpkin Blur, but mostly I use this one called Just Zilla's Classic Pack, which I've customized. I've implemented a number of other classic, like programmer art texture packs into it to make it consistent. Like for example, I use this one called Reddy's Mixed Netherrack, which makes the netherrack look a lot better. It makes the netherrack look like this. Let me place it down. It makes the netherrack look like this, which I think is a lot better than the original programmer art of the netherrack, because it's so ugly. I mean, okay, so I don't think that the old netherrack looks too bad when it's in the nether and the brightness is really low. That's another thing, is the brightness contrast. It's new Minecraft is so much brighter, but in builds, I do think that the original programmer art looks bad. Okay. Now, a lot of people are saying that while maybe simpler builds that normal people just playing on a day-to-day basis would build in survival Minecraft, maybe those builds look better with the old textures. Let me change the weather. Maybe the new textures work better with big builds, with big, grand, shading and all these fancy color palettes. And while I agree with colors and stuff, because I think that the new, I think it's great that we have such a wide variety of blocks to build with. I think that the old textures actually do still hold up with more modern builds. And I'm on the Hermitcraft Season 10 world because I want to prove this. I'm at Pearlescent Moon's base, and I think that this still looks really good with the old textures plus all of the updated programmer art made by the community through texture packs. I think Pearl's base is my favorite base from this season. I think it still looks really good. Let's actually fly around. I don't know who I'm going to look at. I know I want to stop at B-dubs. I just want to show you guys that this still looks good. Look at Gem's base. This is still really good. I genuinely think that this looks really good in this form. Green's base. Green didn't really do that much in Season 10 relatively, but still gorgeous. Scar, gorgeous trees. A lot of it has to do with the shaping. But still, I think, let's look at this parking lot. Let's look at these bricks. It's the old brick texture, but I think it still really works. The old granite texture. And I think that I genuinely like the old textures better because they feel more Minecrafty. And I know that's such a dumb, I really hate the phrase Minecrafty, because people often use it to just dismiss new updates because they're not used to them. And I understand that, but I really like the new updates. I like adding new blocks and new mobs. I think it's quite exciting, but there's something about the old textures that, to be honest, feel more authentically Minecraft to me. And this doesn't even come out of a place from nostalgia, because I started playing at the end of 1.12, so most of the time that I've played Minecraft has been with the new textures. I just personally prefer the old ones. And of course there are a lot new textures that I prefer. So for example, whenever I have to update my texture pack to the newest versions, I always have to make sure that there are a few textures that are left out, because I don't think that the pack does them justice in terms of making them look good. They do look very programmer arty, but I do think that the vanilla textures are better compared to any other texture pack that I found. So this includes basalt. I think that, original basalt looks better. Actually, I think this might be a texture pack. I'm not entirely sure. if this is the vanilla texture or not. Smithing table. The texture pack just changes it too much, in my opinion. Like, that's just a texture pack specific thing. All Deep Slate, I think the design of Deep Slate in the base game is really good. Shelves. In the packs that I've seen, there's too much contrast between these little squares and like the outside, which is difficult in building. And then Blackstone. I think Blackstone already is like groovy enough. Like, you can still, it's like enough, it's enough texture to, like, you know, it still fits in. I want to stop by B-Dubs' base from Hermitcraft Season 9 because I think that it's genuinely such a great example of using a lot of different colors in one build and blending them together to look like a painting. Let's set the time to day so that we can have a better view of this. And actually, video settings, let's turn our brightness to moody, because usually I have it 30, but let's check to see what it is in moody, because that's a bit closer to the old lighting. This genuinely still looks amazing. Let's take a look at what this looks like right now, and I'm going to turn off all the programmer art textures. It still looks good. It looks good in both ways. So this is one of my main points, right? I think, ooh, which pack is it? Is it this one or this one? Okay, I got it sorted out. I got it back. I think it genuinely looks good in both. These big builds with this incredible texturing. I mean, look at this. Using light gray glazed terracotta as a curve. I mean, that's genius. All of this texturing. I mean, B-Dubs is a mastermind. Look at this. Just the use of glazed terracotta. I'm always impressed by B-Dubs so much. Look at all this grime. The way it looks from a distance. I mean, B-Dubs is one of the best builders in Minecraft, in my opinion. And his builds, his incredibly detailed builds that utilize the new textures so well, still look, in my opinion, just as good as they do with the old textures as with the new ones. And so I admire that you can create paintings with Minecraft easily. I think Grian put this sign down, and I agree. So I like the old textures because you can make simple builds with simple block sets and make them look better with the old textures and make it feel more Minecrafty, in my opinion. As well as making builds like this that look just as good as they do with the new textures. Look at this. Look at this build over here. Another B-Dubs build. One of my favorites from this season. I don't want to do the texture pack stuff again, but it looks, I mean, it just looks the same. It looks practically the same as it does in the new versions. You can only really tell the difference when you come up close and really be like, oh yeah, look, the textures are a little different. And that's why I like the old texture pack, like the old, not texture pack, the old textures better, because when you walk up, when you're making a small build in your first day of Minecraft, that's when you see the textures up close, and that's when you want the textures to feel Minecrafty. Alright, so the last example of this difference in texturing that I'm going to go over today is one of the builds on my SMP, Zappy Realm, which new episode out recently, by the way, in over 2 months. You should check it out. So we got a new member named Giu Jesus, and this is his base. I'm stopping by here, and it's very, very classic Minecraft. Let me show you from the outside. It's on a new cliff. Like, it's on very much new terrain, but the base itself is very classic Minecraft. It's made out of all the, you know, classic blocks. Not that there's anything bad with the new blocks. I love the new blocks. I'm just using this as an example because it uses the old blocks. You know, this just looks like something that people would be building for, you know, over a decade. And I think it looks good. I think that this is such a cool base. Like these pillars, these walls, like it just looks so, and it feels so Minecrafty. Like this furnace room, look at this. There's tunnels here. I don't know what he's gonna do with this. but I'm so excited to see what he's going to make of it. Like, it just feels perfectly Minecraft. And it looks good, like this. Let's switch things up. These are the new textures in the game. I actually haven't even looked at it like this before. Like, oh, I mean, it looks okay like this. It's not bad. Like, it is by no means a bad base like this. Let's actually turn up the brightness too. Let's put it at 6, 7. Like, it looks fine like this. Like, it's not bad. It just doesn't look as good in my opinion. The cobblestone doesn't... Like, the cobblestone looks uglier. The stone... I mean, this stone looks pretty similar. Glass doesn't look as good in my opinion. It looks like the lines in the glass are inconsistently spread. In the old textures, they're more consistent with the borders and these things. These might be easier to see out of, but the old ones, you can still see out of them fine. And it's more consistent because there's more of these little lines in the middle, which makes it less of an eyesore in my opinion. It might be an unpopular opinion. But this base, in my opinion, is just not it just doesn't look as good like this. And maybe people are going to disagree with me, but I like it looking like this with these old textures. I don't know, it just looks better to me. So my final overall opinion, I disagree with some of the old texture supporters in the sense that I don't think that new Minecraft builds have less soul. In fact, completely the reverse. I think that Minecraft building has progressed so much with new blocks and new techniques. I think it's genuinely brilliant. I hope that we keep going and expanding the ways that we continue to build, but I genuinely think that even with new builds and old builds, that old programmer art texture looks better. It feels more Minecrafty, which I hate that phrase, but it's right. Not to say that the new textures look bad. I just like the way that the old ones look better. That's all I have to say. Thank you for listening to me talk. If you guys have any opinions, if you think differently, if you think the same, put that down in the comments below. I just think that this new versus old texture debate is so interesting. I'd love to hear everyone's thoughts. So that's all from me, everyone. Exit stage right.